Picture this. You've lived by the rules your whole life, studied, worked, paid taxes, built a family. You stand in a packed courtroom, raise your right hand, and take the oath to become a U.S. citizen. It's a moment you'll never forget. Years later, a letter arrives in the mail. Cold, official, and devastating. Your citizenship is in jeopardy, not because of violent crime, treason, or espionage, but because of a tax mistake you made years before you were naturalized. What once felt permanent now feels fragile. This isn't a distant what if. It's happening right now, and it's reshaping the very meaning of citizenship in America. Let's break it all down for you. On June 11, 2025, the U.S. Department of Justice's Civil Division announced a major shift in policy. In a memo from Assistant Attorney General Brett Shumate, the department declared denaturalization as one of its top 5 civil enforcement priorities, placing it alongside tackling anti-Semitism, protecting women and children, fighting discriminatory practices, and targeting sanctuary jurisdictions. Attorneys were instructed to prioritize and aggressively pursue denaturalization proceedings in all cases allowed by law and supported by the evidence. Historically, denaturalization was used sparingly, usually reserved for individuals involved in war crimes, terrorism, or other egregious acts. From 1979 onward, there were only 107 such actions, and between 1990 and 2017, the average was just 11 per year. But that changed under Donald Trump's first term, when filings jumped to 90 cases in 2018 alone, more than double previous highs. Now, with this renewed emphasis, the scope is set to expand even further, reaching into areas previously considered off-limits. There are 2 formal legal paths to revoke U.S. citizenship. Civil denaturalization under 8 U.S.C. Paragraph 1451 requires what is called clear, convincing, and unequivocal evidence that a person misrepresented or concealed a material fact during their naturalization process. It has no statute of limitations, does not guarantee the right to a government-appointed lawyer, and bypasses a jury trial entirely. Criminal denaturalization under 18 U.S.C. Paragraph 1425 sets a much higher bar, demanding proof beyond a reasonable doubt and providing the full protections of a criminal trial. Given these differences, the current administration is leaning heavily on the civil route. It is faster, cheaper, and easier to win. But it also places the accused at a severe disadvantage, with fewer protections and higher risks of losing citizenship over less serious offenses. Consider the case of Vanessa Ben, a grandmother from Houston. In 2019, she admitted to filing a false tax return before she became a citizen. She received a refund of $7,612, served 1 year in prison, and paid her fines. She had not been charged at the time of her naturalization interview, yet the DOJ now claims she concealed a material fact and is moving to strip her of her citizenship. Many such cases are filed under seal, limiting public scrutiny and leaving defendants with little support. Then there's Elliot Duke, a UK-born U.S. military veteran. In June 2025, his citizenship was revoked for crimes involving child sexual abuse material committed before his naturalization. Because Duke had renounced his UK citizenship, the revocation left him stateless illegal limbo with few rights and no clear future. These examples illustrate both ends of the spectrum, from egregious criminal acts to relatively minor pre-naturalization offenses. Both are now squarely within the DOJ's crosshairs. Civil rights advocates and legal experts warn that this trend risks creating a second-class category of citizens, those who are naturalized and therefore forever vulnerable. Representative Pramila Jayapal, herself a naturalized citizen, warns that it sends a chilling message. Your citizenship is conditional. Immigration lawyers are now urging criminal defense attorneys to carefully advise any client who is a naturalized citizen about potential denaturalization risks, even for old or seemingly minor infractions, as mandated by the Supreme Court's ruling in Padilla versus Kentucky. Constitutional scholars also point to serious due process concerns. Civil denaturalization allows the government to strip someone of citizenship without a jury, without guaranteed legal counsel, and under an ambiguous enforcement threshold. Historically, when such risks threatened basic fairness and the danger of statelessness loomed, the U.S. pulled back on denaturalization. The current trajectory suggests the opposite, a re-expansion of this powerful, irreversible tool. Denaturalization is no longer just a matter of legal interpretation, it's part of a political strategy. Donald Trump has made public comments suggesting he might strip citizenship from high-profile critics and immigrants, including Elon Musk, New York politician Zohran Mamdani, and even comedian Rosie O'Donnell. While such threats haven't yet translated into legal actions, the rhetoric itself fuels fears that denaturalization could be weaponized to silence dissent. For many non-white and immigrant communities, this feels like a revival of McCarthy-era suspicion, only now updated with modern legal tools. In such an environment, the idea that papers define belonging becomes more powerful than the shared ideals of citizenship itself. American citizenship has always been more than a passport. It's an identity, a promise, and a legal safeguard. For millions of naturalized citizens, it was once the ultimate security. But if citizenship can now be stripped for a past mistake, no matter how small, then it becomes conditional, a privilege rather than a right. And if the government can use it as a political weapon, it's not only naturalized citizens who should worry. If one person's citizenship can vanish over a tax error, what protects yours? If denaturalization becomes a tool to punish dissent, what does that mean for our shared freedoms? The future of citizenship in America is being rewritten in real time. This is not just about immigrants, it's about the principles of fairness, equality, and protection under the law that bind every citizen together. We have a choice: to stay silent and let these changes pass unnoticed, or to speak up and shape the direction our country takes. Stay informed, share this story. Ask the hard questions. What protections should citizenship guarantee? How do we ensure due process? Should citizenship be revocable at all? This is more than a legal debate. It's about belonging, justice, and the soul of our democracy. If we believe in those values, the time to act is now. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on important legal and political issues. Stay informed, stay empowered, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.